Before spending money on your home, it's worth asking one very important question. Why am I doing it? Am I fixing a real problem? Am I trying to improve the property's appeal or the future resale value? Or am I simply wanting to make the home more comfortable and enjoyable for my family? Because those three are not all the same thing. Some improvements are definitely worth doing. Some are mainly for your own lifestyle and enjoyment. And some can actually end up costing far more than they actually give back eventually, especially if you overcapitalize or you are expecting future buyers to value your choices in the same way that you do. My name is Andre Foster from eXp Realty, South Africa. My wife Lydia and I have been real estate agents in Cape Town's northern suburbs since 2005. And as always, please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss future property tips and updates. One thing we've learned over the years is this: not every rand you spend on your home does the same job. Some spending protects the property's value, some spending improves appeal, some spending improves lifestyle, and some spending simply costs more than it gives back. So let's walk through it properly. First of all, it's important to understand that not all home expenses are equal. Most money spent on a home usually falls into three broad categories. Firstly, repairs and maintenance. Those are things that protect the condition of the property over time. Then secondly, improvements that may help increase the value or the saleability. These are changes that can make the home more attractive or more appealing to future buyers. And then thirdly, lifestyle improvements, which are changes that simply make life better for you and your family. Now, there is really nothing wrong with spending money in any of those categories. The important thing is simply to understand which one you are dealing with and not to confuse one with the other. Because problems often start when people make decisions which will improve their lifestyle, but they also expect a full return on that spend later when they sell. Or when they spend heavily on upgrades and renovations that the market possibly will not really reward when they do decide to sell. So let's start with repairs and maintenance. So these are things homeowners should definitely not ignore. Things like damp issues or leaks or plumbing problems, drainage issues, electrical defects, broken fittings, maybe roof issues, and any other clear signs that maintenance is needed. Now, that does not mean you need to panic over every little thing. An older roof, for example, does not automatically mean the whole roof must be replaced. In many cases, just proper inspection and some maintenance or some targeted repairs may be the more sensible option. The point is actually quite simple. Real maintenance issues should not be ignored. Very often, homeowners get far better value from fixing genuine problems than from pouring money into cosmetic upgrades while important maintenance is neglected and left undone. Then there are certain type of improvements that are often worth doing and should even help increase the value or the saleability of your property. These are usually not the flashy, expensive projects people imagine. In many cases, the best improvements are the simpler ones that make the home feel well cared for and fresher and lighter and just more functional. That can include fresh neutral paint where needed, improved lighting, just tidying up the garden, improving curb appeal, updating tired handles or old taps, making sure kitchens and bathrooms are neat and working properly, improving security, and in some cases, practical backup power solutions and so forth. One of the best principles to keep in mind is this: a thoughtful refresh is often better than a major renovation. So instead of replacing an entire kitchen, for example, it may be far more sensible to repaint the cupboards or replace worn handles, sort out old taps, and just make sure everything feels clean and neat and functional. The same idea often applies to bathrooms and, for that matter, throughout the home. And linked to that, some of the things that make the biggest difference are actually very simple. Things like decluttering, deep cleaning, just deodorizing, touching up paint, fixing true maintenance issues often give a better return than people realize. A home that feels clean, cared for, fresh, and easy to live in often creates a far better impression than one where money has been spent in expensive places, but the basics still feel neglected. Now let's talk about lifestyle improvements, which are improvements that will make life better for you and your family, even if they might not necessarily increase the value of your property by as much as you would have hoped for. Now, I also want to be very balanced here. Not every improvement needs to be done purely for resale purposes. Sometimes people spend money on their homes because they want to enjoy living there more, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. If a better entertainment area, a swimming pool, a nice braai space, more upmarket finishes, better landscaping, or a more luxurious kitchen makes your home more enjoyable for you and your family, that can be money very well spent from a lifestyle point of view. A home is not only an investment, it is also where life actually happens. But the key is to go into those expenses with realistic expectations. Buyers may not attach the same value to those futures that you do. They may not share your taste, and they may even still plan to change certain things themselves after transfer. So yes, spending money on comfort and enjoyment can make perfect sense, as long as you do not automatically assume that every lifestyle improvement will produce an equal financial return later on. And this brings us to one of the biggest mistakes homeowners make, which is overspending unnecessarily. People often assume that if something is a little dated or not perfectly the latest trend, it must be replaced. But that is often not true. There's a big difference between something that is genuinely damaged or worn out and something that is simply not the latest style or trend. Things like flooring, kitchens, bathrooms, doors, paving, entrances, and many other finishes do not always need full replacement. Very often, a simple refresh is enough. So this is a useful principle to keep in mind. Refresh first, replace only when truly necessary. And that leads me directly to the danger of potentially overcapitalizing. Overcapitalizing simply means spending more on improvements than the market is likely to reward you for if you sell. So just because you spend a large amount of money on your property does not automatically mean the market value will increase by the same amount. A home's value is still influenced by the suburb it's in, even by the street it's in, by buyer demand, comparable sales, the type of property, and the general price range buyers in that area are usually willing to pay. So if your upgrades take the home far beyond what the area typically supports, you may not recover that spend later on. This is where we often say a certain area has a price ceiling. Now that does not automatically mean the money was wasted. If you did it for your own enjoyment and you understood that up front, as I mentioned earlier on, that is different. But if you are expecting the market to repay you fully for every expensive finish and custom feature or major project that you undertake, you could be disappointed. That is why homeowners need to be careful and prudent with larger additions and alterations to the property. Here I'm talking about things like enclosed patios, converted garages, extra rooms, granny flats, outside structures, or other larger structural changes. Now, in many cases, these additions can make very good sense. They may make the home feel more practical, more enjoyable, better suited to your family's needs, and in some situations they may well add real appeal or value, even for later resale. But they need to be done properly. That means making sure the necessary plans and approvals are in place, and also making sure the workmanship is of a good standard. Because even when an addition is legally approved, poor workmanship can still create serious problems later on. Whether that means leaks or cracks or drainage issues, uneven finishes, or simply an overall impression that the work was not done well. And when buyers notice things like that, it can immediately raise doubts about the rest of the property too. And also, again, it's always important to think carefully about whether the addition makes financial sense for the area or whether you may end up overcapitalizing. Okay, so now for some final thoughts. What is the main takeaway from all of this? Before spending money on your home, ask yourself a few honest questions. Am I fixing a real problem? Am I improving the home in a way that is broadly sensible and appealing? Am I doing this mainly for my own comfort and enjoyment? Does this make sense for the area and the type of property? And of course, could this create problems later, especially where plans or approvals or compliance are involved? If you can answer those questions honestly, you will usually make much better decisions. So the goal is not to avoid spending money on your home. The goal is simply to spend it wisely and with the right expectations. Some improvements protect your property, Some improvements improve the appeal of the property, some will definitely raise the perceived market value, and some will simply make life better for your family. And all of those reasons can be valid. The important thing is simply to think carefully about why you are spending the money and not to assume that every expense will automatically add market value. So the more honestly you can answer that for yourself, the less likely you are to overspend or overcapitalize or make choices that the market may never fully repay. And if after thinking it through properly, you are still happy to spend the money because it improves your lifestyle and your family's enjoyment of the home, then that is absolutely fine too. So if you're unsure whether a repair or an upgrade or an addition is really worth doing, especially if you're thinking ahead to future resale value as well, then it's always wise to get proper advice before spending large amounts. And of course, if you'd like to chat to us about it, please feel free to get in touch. I hope you found this helpful. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course TikTok. Remember, you can also visit our website, www.propla.co.za, where you'll find a detailed frequently asked questions section covering many property-related questions. And if you're thinking of selling, we'd love to chat and discuss a customized marketing plan tailored to your property and your goals. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and God bless.